It's the ARB Show at Westonbirt, but it's a very special edition of the ARB Show because it's the 60th anniversary of the ARB Association. And to mark that, the organisation has put together this Arb Evolutions tent, where I'm joined by John, who's going to explain a little bit about it. John, what is this? What are we in?
Well, it's the 60th anniversary of the Arboricultural Association this year, and it's the 23rd edition of ARB Show. We're here at Westonbirt again. We're having an absolutely fantastic show, and this Arb Evolutions tent has just got lots of historical material, some old chainsaws, lots of posters and images and different adverts and timelines of the association through the years. So we're trying to look back at where we've come from, but also really focusing on the future, because it's the next 60 years and beyond that we're really trying to concentrate on at the moment.
Tell me a little bit about that. How significant is this an anniversary for you? Because 60 years is quite a long time, and ARB has changed a lot in that time too.
ARB has changed a huge amount in that time, and that's kind of what this tent here, the Arb Evolutions space, is all about. But what we want to do is learn from what we've done in the past. We want to understand it. We want to recognise and celebrate the achievements of the last 60 years. But like I say, we don't want to dwell on the past. It's about the future, and we want to just really build on all the amazing work that's been done by the members, the volunteers and the staff over the last 60 years to make sure that in 60 years' time they're celebrating our achievements as well.
So tell me a wee bit maybe more specifically about some of the exhibits. I mean, what can people see when they come down here? What kind of things can they enjoy? What can they learn about?
Well, I think one of the things you can see is some of the kit that's been lent to us by Merris Wood, and there's an enormous, I don't know an awful lot about chainsaws, you'd be terrified to know, but I wouldn't want to be dragging that one up a tree.
No, it's pretty
I shouldn't
heavy.
be dragging any chainsaw up a tree, because I was useless at it when I did it, and I'd be even worse now. But we've got some great kit here. We've got some really interesting photos that sort of take us through the history of the association, right from sort of 1920s safety belts and arboriculture here, all the way through to some of the AI and innovative scanning stuff that's been provided to us by Callum at Arb Innovators over here. So we're kind of going through the whole history of arboriculture, obviously in a pretty brief, small space, but we're going to be showing this little exhibit at conference this year in Warwick as well. And it's something that we can just celebrate and learn from, and it's quite nice for some of our members who are coming along here and seeing some of the kit and pictures that they recognise, because this is how they were working when they started out.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting about ARB because it's one of these industries which, you know, for whatever reason, maybe it just doesn't quite, you know, the history is maybe not quite full, it's not quite complete. So I think something like this is great because it's such a great industry that has evolved throughout the years. Yeah. So I think this is so important.
Yeah, it's nice to celebrate. It's nice to look where we've come from, and it's such a young profession still, really, relatively to other more established professions. So we have come a long way in a relatively short space of time. Things are still changing really quickly. We've got obviously loads of technological changes happening now. We've got to keep on top of that. We've got to try and keep in front of it, make sure our members have got all the information they need to really move forward into the 21st century and beyond. And but the 60th anniversary gives us a nice moment to just kind of pause, reflect a little bit on where we've been, and then focus on where we're going.
Okay, so where are we going then? What do you see as being the kind of maybe not the changes, maybe not evolutions, but where do you see us going in ARB and in arboriculture?
Well, we're still always trying to push for the recognition of arboriculture. That still remains a really key thing for us. The wonderful thing about having ARB Show here at Westonbirt is that we have lots of members of the public here, as well as professional arborists. We have lots of people who are just interested in trees and want to come along and learn a little bit more. So every time we speak to anybody about arboriculture, we explain to them, we tell them it's tree care. That's helping us a little bit with boosting our profile and boosting the reputation, not just of the Arboricultural Association, but of the industry as a whole. So that's really important. Hopefully, as we build that, we're going to make sure we're solving our succession crisis, getting more and more people in from different backgrounds to work in arboriculture, and also hoping to make the case for better budgets, maybe looking at some kind of regulatory framework in the future. We've got all sorts of ideas, all sorts of things we want to do, but what remains the same now as it did 60 years ago, it's our members that are at the core of that, and without them, there's really no point in us doing any of this.
Yeah, without members, without arborists, you know, that there's no industry, and that's the thing. It's about how do we continue to make this a place that people want to work.
Exactly. We just want to, arboriculture is an amazing career. We know that there's such a diversity of different roles and different jobs you can do for all backgrounds, all different levels of sort of achievement or educational performance, whatever it is. There's a space in ARB for everybody, and we need to celebrate that. We need to promote it. We need to make sure that more people know what a fantastic career this is, and hopefully they can play a role in the 60 years time when there's a slightly bigger tent, telling the full story. Maybe some of the youngsters coming here to see it now playing a part of that.
Yeah, well, certainly the PP will be a wee bit different in that. 60 years time will be quite different, but I think that's the wood chippers on, John, so thanks very much for speaking to us, and the exhibit's great, so hopefully people enjoy it.
Thank you, enjoy the show.
Cheers.